राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे
विनीता माता जी।
हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्णा विनीता माता जी, कैन यू हियर मी? हरे कृष्णा। या भगवती माता जी, कैन यू प्लीज स्टार्ट? सॉरी माता जी टू इंटरप्ट।
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथकुटी वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to the Son of the Lord. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Bhagavati Vasudha Devi Dasi from Bangalore, India. Please forgive me for starting chant. Let us move on to the next part of the session. I would like to read the 10 offenses of the holy name given by Vyasadeva and Padma Purana. 1. Blaspheming the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the Guru. 2. To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures and portions to the Vedic version. 5. Consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. So once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call today. Let us move on to the next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who are joining the call today?
हरे कृष्ण भगवती वसुधा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, तुलसीदास जी प्रसाद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Priti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण।
Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna Amita Gandharika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Balavrinda. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Balavrinda, thank you so much for joining and chanting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mata ji. We can start recording. Prabhuji has come.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. We are really fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 8.12.36. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Over to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you all the devotees for this opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshutarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our class today. Today we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 12, entitled Mohini Murti Incarnation Bewilders Lord Shiva. We are reading today verse number 36. अथावगत महात्म्य आत्मनो जगदात्मनः अपरिज्ञेय वीर्यस्य नामेने तदुहाद्भुतम्. Translation. Thus, Lord Shiva could understand his position and that of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has unlimited potencies. Having reached this understanding, he was not at all surprised by the wonderful way Lord Vishnu had acted upon him. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his all-power is known as all-powerful because no one can excel him in any activity. In Bhagavad Gita 7.7, the Lord says, Mattah parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. No one can be equal to the Lord or greater than him. He is a master of everyone. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, 5th chapter, 142nd verse, Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasava Bhritya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the only master of everyone, including even Lord Shiva. What to speak of others? Lord Shiva was already aware of the supreme power of Lord Vishnu. But when he was actually put into bewilderment, he felt proud to have such an exalted master. Hare Krishna. This is a very, very wonderful, little bewildering section of 8th canto, in which Lord Shiva, he is bewildered by Lord Krishna. Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna, there is not much difference. Shiram yatha dadivikara vishesha yogat, just like milk and curd. But it is described very clearly in scriptures that Krishna never comes in touch with material modes. Etad ishanam ishasya prakristhopi tadgunai nayujyate satatmasthir yatha buddhi tadashraya. Although the Lord is creating this entire universe in the form of Mahavishnu, but he never actually comes in touch with the material modes. When Mahavishnu glances on the material nature, Prakriti, that glance of the Lord is Lord Shiva. Krishna never directly comes in touch with Prakriti or the modes. Therefore, he is always transcendental. Lord Shiva, although he is not an ordinary living entity, Shiva Tattva is different. But he is prone to get affected by the material modes because that's how he is. That's how his existence is. And in this section, very graphically, this entire principle is described. Lord Shiva wanted to see the Mohini Murti form, and Lord appeared in the most beautiful form of Mohini Murti and completely bewildered Lord Shiva. In previous verses, we have heard how Lord Shiva, he is running everywhere, and Mohini Murti, she is very, very wonderfully taking him to all the places where his disciples are meditating. And Lord Shiva doesn't even care about them. He's not so much concerned about his reputation. He is the most sober personality, and here he is running behind a lady in front of everyone, that too in front of his own wife. But this verse describes how Lord Shiva, he took this entire episode. That is the difference between an ordinary person getting bewildered and a great devotee like Lord Shiva getting bewildered by the Lord. The ordinary person, when he gets bewildered, he gets confused, dejected, he goes into inferiority complex, depression. Why this has happened to me? How could I do this? This is a very, very common mood seen in people. How could I do this? They go into inferiority complex. They become dejected. They become depressed. But here, apparently, Lord Shiva is thoroughly, his fame is thoroughly destroyed in one sense. His fame of being the most sober personality. But Lord Shiva is not at all depressed. On the contrary, he is actually happy. This verse says he was not surprised. That is the mood of a devotee. A devotee always understands how Lord works in certain ways. Why Lord acts in certain ways, nobody can understand. But Lord Shiva, although he is almost as good as the Supreme Lord Krishna, but he is showing by his own example that nobody can understand the plans of the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada, he beautifully writes in the purport that Lord Shiva was already aware of the power of Lord, and he was put into bewilderment. He was proud. He was not depressed. He was not thinking, why, oh Lord, why you humiliated me in this way? If you wanted to make me humble, you could have done it in a peaceful way without much of embarrassment. Sometimes we pray to the Lord, oh Lord, please purify me. Please make me humble. Make me free from pride. But how Lord will do this? That we cannot judge. That we cannot demand. That we cannot tell the Lord, oh Lord, please purify me in this way. That is Lord's decision. And the more we are advanced and mature in Krishna consciousness, to that extent, we will easily accept the plans of the Lord. That decides a new devotee and an advanced devotee. How quickly, how maturely we accept the plans of the Lord. Lord Shiva, he is Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. How he accepted the plan of the Lord, he was not at all surprised. He was not at all confused. That is a Vaishnava. That is a mature, pure devotee of the Lord. Otherwise, why Lord is doing what he is doing, nobody can understand. When Krishna and Pandavas, they went to Bhishma Dev, and Bhishma is telling, so many calamities came in your life. You didn't even deserve to live. You had so many difficulties. Nahyasya karhichit. He says, Yatra dharma suto raja, gadapani vrikodara, Krishna stri gandivam shavam, surit Krishna tato vipat. You had everything best in your life. You had best of the dharma in the form of Yudhishthir, the skill personified in the form of Arjun, power personified in the form of Bhima, and on top of that, you had Krishna with you. Still problems came. Why this happened? He says, nobody can understand the plan of the Lord. Nahyasya karhe chitrajan puman ved viditsidam yad vijigyashaya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi Nobody can understand why Lord is doing what he is doing. Even great Muhyanti Kavayopihi, even great scholars get confused. Well, Yudhishthira Maharaj say, how can you say that no one can know the plan of the Lord? This is Chakravarti Thakur writing. How you are saying, O Bhishma Dev, that no one knows the plan of the Lord? He is right in front of you. We can ask him, right? Bhishma says, he will bewilder us. And even if you ask, he will not answer. He will evade answering, saying, oh, I am not so intelligent. Why are you asking me? And even if he answers, you will not understand. That is how Lord works. Nobody can understand the Lord. Nobody can understand the plan of the Lord. So as a practitioner of Krishna consciousness, sooner we come to this understanding that I want to understand why this has happened to me. Why Lord has put me in this situation. Many times we want the answers to our problems. Why? The reasons. Why? But again and again, Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, please don't ask this question why. Ask how now. Don't ask why me. Why this? Ask how now. Because nobody will be able to tell you why. But for sure, you will come to know how to act now. So Lord Shiva, he is such a great Vaishnava. He knows how to take this situation in right mood, right perspective. He is happy. He is not at all bewildered. Prabhupada is writing, he is proud of the Lord. How great my Lord is. That Lord can bewilder even me. I am known in the world as the most sober personality, but he has bewildered me also. And he has destroyed my fame in front of everyone. I am so very happy about it. How my Lord is great. The Lord acts in inconceivable ways. Karmanyanihasya bhavo bhavasya te durga shayothari bhayat palayanam. Kalatmano yat pramadayutashrama swatman rate khidyati dhir vidamiha. Uddhava, he is telling, it is so very bewildering for even great personalities. Dhir vidamiha. He has nothing to do in this world, still he is working. He is unborn, he takes birth. He is so powerful, fear personified, fears him, and he is running out of fear of Jarasan. He is self-satisfied, he marries 16,000 queens. Why Lord is doing this? Nobody can understand. So we should not ask this question, why? Prabhupada writes in the purport, the Supreme Lord is supremely perfect. And a pure devotee knows how to adjust. He knows how it is possible for the Lord to adjust to opposite things. He can do anything. He can place his devotee in apparently very, very difficult situation. But if that devotee is in right consciousness, he will make unlimited advancement in that difficult situation. It all depends on how surrendered or how mature that devotee is. As we pass years in Krishna consciousness, it is so very easy to memorize verses. It is so very easy to quote different sections of Gita and Bhagavatam. That we have to do. That is not an option. We should learn to do that. But that's not the end. We have to learn to see the hand of God in all situations of life. That is the application of what we are reading. If we are not applying what we are reading, then our advancement will be very little. Because the basic understanding is the Lord works to increase the glory of his devotee. The Lord works to show the world how my devotee is great. That is Krishnena Adbhut Karmana. So Lord Shiva, as he is apparently humiliated, he is not seen in the world as if, oh, just see how fallen. He is glorified. Oh, he is still glorifying the Lord. That's a great Vaishnava. Whatever the Lord does, he does to glorify his devotees. That is the Adbhut Karmana of Krishna. Adbhut Karmana means the Lord acts in a way to increase the glory and reputation of his devotees. And the Lord keeps making plan. That is the whole substance of the Lord. The Lord keeps making plan how to give credit to my devotee. He keeps making plan how to bring my devotee to the next level. He is always thinking of the Lord. He is always thinking of his devotee. To the extent a devotee thinks of the Lord, to that extent the Lord thinks of his devotee. In the Ajamil section, it comes that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, when Ajamil chanted Narayan, just once he chanted Narayan at the end of his life, the Lord, he thought, oh, this person is chanting my name. I have to protect him. That's the mood of the Lord. He is only thinking how to protect his devotee. The sooner we understand this mood of the Lord, sooner we will become prayerful. Because when we offer prayers, we attract the mercy of the Lord. It is a vicious, it is a loop. The more we are prayerful, the more we'll attract mercy of the Lord. And to the extent we attract the mercy of the Lord, we'll understand the plan of the Lord. When Ashwatthama killed the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi, Arjun, he took a vow. I will kill Ashwatthama. I'll cut off the head of Ashwatthama. Both Krishna and Arjun, they went, and somehow when Ashwatthama was arrested, Arjun didn't kill him because he thought he's a Brahmana. How can I kill him? He brought him, he arrested him, brought him to the camp. At that time, Draupadi, when she saw Ashwatthama in that situation, she changed her mind. She said, please don't kill him. She gave many reasons why Ashwatthama should not be killed. She said, he's a son of your guru. It is not logical to kill a Brahmana. It is not compassionate. It is not, merciful to kill a Brahmana. And just consider how his mother will suffer. Just like I am suffering, his mother will also suffer. Dharmyam nyayam sa karunam nirvyalikam samam mahat. She gives 6 reasons. And hearing these reasons, now Yudhishthir Maharaj said, yes, we should not kill him. Then Nakula Sahadev also said, please don't kill him. Earlier Krishna was telling kill. Now he also says don't kill. Everybody is saying please don't kill, and only one person is saying kill him. That is Bhima. Then ultimately Krishna tells Arjun, you have to satisfy everyone. You have to fulfill your vow also. You have taken a vow to kill Ashwatthama. So now do whatever you want. Shuddha Goswami speaks a very beautiful verse. He says, Arjun could understand the heart of Krishna. Arjuna sasakyaya harer hardam matasena manim jahara murdhanyam dijasya saha murdhajam. He knew the heart of Krishna. He could understand the motives of Krishna. So therefore, he could do the right thing. He didn't kill Ashwatthama. He just removed the money, the jewel, and he severed the hair of Ashwatthama. He gave a very awkward haircut. Prabhupada writes, One should be well versed with the intentions of the order giver. You know, the more we are in tune with the Lord's intentions, the more we will take right decisions and will not get confused. How to be in tune with Lord's intentions, how to understand what Lord wants. It is so very difficult to understand ourselves sometimes. It is very difficult to understand. Yes, it is very difficult to understand the plan of the Lord. Sometimes it is difficult to understand the plan of the devotees also. But we can start applying what they say when things are not going wrong in our life. To the extent we are giving our best when things are going good in our life. No calamities, no problems, no major problems. Small problems are always there in our life. In that situation, how much we are eager to follow Krishna consciousness, how much we are practicing Bhagavatam in our life, how attentive we are in our chanting, how attentive we are in our Bhagavatam hearing, how prayerful we are. To that extent, we will take right decisions when things go wrong in our life. Otherwise, it is so very difficult to understand. Even to understand the devotees is difficult. Srila Prabhupada would tell that if American government knew what I had come for, they would not have allowed me inside. One time, Prabhupada, before going to America, he was in Delhi, sitting in Keshavji Gaudiya Math. And they were on the first floor. With one more sannyasi, Prabhupada was sitting and taking prasad. One person just climbed the stairs and he saw two old men eating. He just left. Prabhupada said, all he saw was two old men sitting and eating prasad. He doesn't know that the future of Lord Chaitanya's movement is in the hands of one of them. So nobody can understand how a devotee of the Lord will work. Nobody can understand how Lord works. But the Lord works only for one reason: to increase our eagerness and intensity of devotion. That's the only purpose. All the good things and the bad things which are happening in the life of a devotee, they are personally orchestrated by the Lord only for one purpose: to increase our intensity, to increase our eagerness. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives nice example in the 6th canto, 2nd chapter, 10th verse, purport commentary. He writes that just like an expert doctor, he will make the patient sometimes fast and he'll give bitter medicine also, so that his patient can become better in his appetite. Patient can be cured of the disease of indigestion. So fasting is not so good, bitter medicine is not so good, but the end result is always good. Lord's plans, they may not make sense sometimes, but they are always benevolent. They are always only for one purpose: to increase our eagerness, increase our intensity of devotion. And to the extent one advances in Krishna consciousness, to that extent, one will automatically be more eager, because that is the natural outcome of a devotee. A devotee, by default, he will be eager to be in association of devotees, be in association with the Lord. Nayatra Vaikunta Katha Sudapagana Sadhavo Bhagavatasthadashraya Nayatra Yagyesha Makha Mahotsava Suresha Loko Pinavaisha Sevyatam. In fact, the devotee never wants to stay in a place where Krishna Katha is not happening, where association of devotees is not there, where festivals for the glorification of the Lord are not happening. So that is how the Lord works. Lord Shiva is so very happy. Prabhupada writes, Lord Shiva is proud. He felt proud to have such an exalted master. To be proud, it is not recommended in Krishna consciousness, but we can be proud of something. We'll discuss something about this pride. As it is said, pride comes before fall. It is like a drug, very deadly. Actually, it is very addictive. And the person who is in the influence of this drug can't take right decisions, can't take good judgment. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Dambho Darpo Abhimanascha Krodha Parshyameva Ajnanam Chavajatasya Partha Sambada Asuri. Three things, Dambha, Darpa, and Abhiman. What are these three things? They look same, but they have different meanings, different shades of pride. Dambha means a person doesn't have good qualities, but still he is boasting about it. That is called as Dambha. Darpa means a person has some qualities and he talks about it. Abhiman means this person is hungry for respect. That's the difference. Dambha, Darpa, and Abhiman. Duryodhan, he had all these three. He was boasting about the things which he didn't have. In Kamyavan, we know the story. He put a camp right in front of the Pandavas across the river. He was boasting his wealth. And he's so very hungry. He was not even ready to give a tip, a land which occupies the tip of the needle. And under the influence of this pride and arrogance, he was ready to destroy the Pandavas. So this pride, it is not at all conducive. Bhagavatam describes there are 8 reasons to be proud in this world. It comes in the 11th canto, 5th chapter, 9th verse. Krishna is telling this. There are 8 reasons to be proud. Shriya vibhutya abhijanena vidyaya tyagena rupena balena karmana jatasmaena dadhiya saheshwaran sato avamanyanti hari priyan khalan. He says, Shriya, if somebody is having wealth, Shriya vibhutya, if somebody has power, abhijanena, high birth, vidyaya, good knowledge, education, tyagena, somebody may be proud of his renunciation also. Tyagena, rupena, somebody may be proud of his beauty. Balena, his strength. Karmana, somebody may be proud of his rituals. Oh, I am able to do these rituals so very nicely. You know what is the result of this pride? Jata smayenandha. They become intoxicated with false pride. And such a proud person, he becomes foolish and cruel. And he disrespects the devotees along with the Lord. So these 3 things, these 8 things, we'll discuss about them. This pride, how it is so very dangerous. We see the classic example of Nalakuvar and Manigriv, how they were proud of their wealth. They were the associates of Lord Shiva, sons of Kuvera, so very proud. They didn't even realize that they were insulting Narad Muni. They didn't even cover themselves. In contrast to that, we see Ambarish Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj, such great kings, lots of wealth. They were so very humble. because they were devotees of the Lord. We see Parikshit Maharaj, the kings from all over the world, they would come and they would bow down in front of Parikshit Maharaj. Namanti yat padaniketam atmana shrivaya hani dhanani shatrava. All the kings, they would bring their wealth, offer to Parikshit. Parikshit was not proud because he was a devotee of the Lord. A devotee who has received the mercy of the Lord will never be proud, because he or she always understands that whatever I have, it is given by the Lord. What is there? What is mine to renounce? What is there to be proud of? Everything is given by the Lord. So this devotee, he is not proud of his Shriya. He is not proud of his Vibhutya and Bala. He is not proud of his power and strength. But the person who is not careful, he may become proud, just like Indra. As Brihaspati came, Indra, he didn't even care standing up and respecting Brihaspati, because he was so intoxicated by the proud, by the wealth, by the power, by the strength. He even tried to destroy entire Vrindavan, because he was intoxicated by his power. Aho Srimad Mahatmyam Gopanan Kananaukasam Krishnam Martyam Upashritya Ye Chakru Devahelana. On the contrary, he's saying, just see these ordinary forest dwellers, they dare to defy us. Lord never likes a proud person. In fact, Krishna lifted the entire Govardhan just to destroy the pride of Indra. Humility, it is the crux of Krishna consciousness. If we are not humble, then it is very, very difficult to advance in Krishna consciousness. It is not one of the qualities which is required to be developed. It is the most important quality. Our entire Krishna consciousness is based on the foundation of humility. However great one may be, however powerful one may be, if he is not humble, thinking that I deserve this, it is gone. So that's very, very important, to be humble. One time, one of the disciples of Prabhupada, Vilas Prabhu, he was telling his story. One time Prabhupada came and they had done wonderful book distribution. So, and he was a temple president, Vilas Prabhu. So Prabhupada was doing a press conference, and then after that he was meeting devotees. Somehow Vilas Prabhu was late, little bit. So the room was already packed with devotees. So he came little late. So he thought, well, I am the president of this temple. He made his way through the devotees and sat right in front of Prabhupada. After some time, another devotee came, Ghanshyam Prabhu. He saw the room is filled. He sat at the back near the door. One devotee, Lochananand Prabhu, was introducing everyone. And he introduced Vilas Prabhu. He said, Prabhupada, this is Vilas Das. He is president of the temple. And guess what? Prabhupada didn't even look at him. And Vilas was thinking, why he didn't look at me? Didn't he listen my name? He didn't say anything. Why? He didn't even nod. Prabhupada didn't even nod. He was just completely indifferent. And then Vilas Prabhu says, I realized that I had made a mistake. I was thinking I am the president. And Prabhupada, he could see through and through. All the Prabhupada disciples, they always say this one thing. When Prabhupada looks at you, it is like a scanner. It is like seeing everything in your heart. Prabhupada is able to see that all the anarthas. And then Prabhupada, as he didn't even recognize his presence. Then Lochananand Prabhu said, and Prabhupada, that is Ghanshyam. He's sitting at the back. Prabhupada said, oh, and he said, he likes to distribute your books. He translates your books. Prabhupada said, oh, where is he? Please tell him to get up. And Ghanshyam Prabhu, who later became Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, he got up. And Prabhupada said, thank you very much. So Hari Vilas Prabhu realized that I was so puffed up. That's why Prabhupada didn't even acknowledge my presence. So the more we advance in Krishna consciousness, the more we become humble. As it is said, in the case of Keshav Kashmiri, it comes in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Mahaprabhu tells, Phalavanta vriksha ar gunavanta jan. The trees which are full of fruits and people who are having good qualities, they are naturally humble. So that is how, if somebody is proud of his power and strength, then Krishna doesn't like it. If somebody is proud of his education, Maharshi Suta, he was the direct disciple of Vyasadeva. Risher Bhagavato Bhutva Shishyo Aditya Bahunicha Se Itihasa Puranani Dharma Shastrani Chanyuta Adantasya Avinitasya Vritha Panditamaninaha Nagunaya Bhavanti Sma Natasya Vachitatmana. Balramji, he could see the pride in the heart of Romharshan. He said, just see, he is a disciple of Risher Bhagavato Bhutva Shishya, disciple of Vyasadeva. He is expert in all the Puran, Itihas and everything. But the problem is, Adanta. He is not sense control. Avinita, he is not humble. He is just making a show of his knowledge. In contrast to this, when the famous scholar Rupa Narayan came to Vrindavan challenging everyone, he was told that we have Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they are the most powerful scholars here. He went up to them and he said, either you debate with me or you sign this Vijay Patra. They very casually signed that. He said, go. They didn't care about it. So a devotee is never ever proud of his knowledge, whatever he has, whatever learnings he has, because he understands nothing belongs to me. All my knowledge, all my skills, they are given to me by the Supreme Lord's mercy and by the mercy of the devotees. Somebody may be proud of his tyaga also. In devotee circle, if somebody is able to do so much of tapasya and live a renounced life, very detached life, if we are not careful, we may become proud of our tyaga also. Like Ambarish Maharaj, he was proud of his renunciation. And in that pride, he offended Ambarish Maharaj. And ultimately, he was chastised by Sudarshan. He reached Vaikuntha, and there also, he was not given any mercy by the Lord. Because the Lord says, oh, Durvasa, I am controlled by my devotees. Aham bhakta paradhino. I am not independent. Nahi aswatantra iva. He says, my devotees, they have given up everything for me. What have you given up? Just see, you created a demon who tried to kill Ambarish. And Ambarish didn't even move from his place. He's just standing there. They have given up everything. Just see this Ambarish. Ye daragar putrapta pranan vittam imam param tyaktva mam sharanayata tatham stam tyaktum utsahe. My devotees, they give up everything for me. Their wife, children, property, relatives, wealth, their own life. How can I give them up? You have not given up everything. My devotees, they give up everything. So as practicing devotees, this pride, it is very dangerous. We can be proud of our wealth. We can be proud of our power and influence in Krishna consciousness among society of devotees. We can be proud of our knowledge of scriptures. So it is not that this is only for materialists. A devotee can also be proud of all these things. We have to be really careful. One can be proud of the beauty also. That prostitute who came to seduce Haridas Thakur, she was so very proud of her beauty. But Haridas Thakur, because he was so very absorbed in Krishna, he was not affected at all by the influence of that prostitute. He was not even affected by the influence of Maya Devi. Somebody may be proud of the rituals he or she is able to perform. And we hear the story of those Yagik Brahmanas. Krishna and all the cowherd boys, they are in the forest. And the cowherd boys, they tell Krishna, we are hungry. Because they knew that Krishna also wants to eat. He is also hungry. Krishna sends them to those Brahmanas who are doing yajna. Tells, please go and beg something from them. They go and they ask something. And these Brahmanas, they didn't even acknowledge the presence of these cowherd boys. These cowherd boys, they were dejected. They came back. Krishna said, don't worry, beggars should not be dejected. If somebody doesn't give, they should not be dejected. Go to the wives of these Brahmanas. And as soon as these wives, they heard that Krishna himself has come, and these cowherd boys, they go and tell, actually, Krishna is hungry. They didn't say that we are hungry. They said, Krishna is hungry and he wants some food. As soon as they hear this, they immediately give up everything, all their attachments. They just keep the attachments behind. And they ran. They took all the food which was prepared to be offered in yajna. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Dirgha Shruta Dhritashaya. They were stopped by their Pitribhi, Bhratribhi, Bandhubhi. But because they had heard about Krishna, they just left everything and ran to be with Krishna and offer Krishna all the bhoga which was there for the yajna. So these Brahmanas, they were expert in rituals, but they didn't understand the purpose of those rituals. So therefore, as practicing devotees, we should not be so much affected by the rituals which we do in Krishna consciousness. If somebody is able to fast, oh, I am doing Nirjala Ekadashi every Ekadashi. Oh, somebody is proud of that also. I am able to pronounce all the, chant all the verses, memorize all the verses, so I may be proud of all that also. If somebody is able to manage everything properly, somebody may become proud of that also. Krishna doesn't want, Krishna is not pleased by that pride. Vamanadev, he tells that actually, if a person is not proud of whatever he has, then we should understand that he has received the Lord's mercy. Janma karma vayo rupa vidya aishwarya dhanadipi yadi yasya na bhavet stambha tatra ayam maddanugrahat. Even after having janma, high birth, good activities, healthy body, youthful body, beautiful body, having wealth and opulence, yadi yasya na bhavet stambha. If somebody is not proud, please understand that tatrayam madanugraha. That person has received mercy of the Lord. Only a devotee who has received mercy of the Lord will not be proud of anything he has. We should always be prayerful. Prayerful for three things. Just like Brahmaji, when Lord appeared in front of him, he offered three prayers. He said, "Oh my Lord, you have given me this seva of creation. Please empower me." That is the first prayer. Empowerment for the seva. Second, if somebody is able to do the service properly, then the pride may come. Second prayer he says is, "Please protect me from pride." And if he is not careful, he may get deviated. Third prayer he says, "Please protect me from deviation." These three are very important prayers. Empowerment for the seva, protection from pride, and save me from deviation. You have to do the service and not be proud of that service, that I did it. No, there are two things: institutional success and individual success. Institutional success means if some seva is given and we do the seva very nicely, wonderfully, that is the institutional success. But if one becomes proud of that seva, that I did this, then we are not successful at an individual level. The world may glorify us for the services which we have done, but if we are not in right consciousness, we will not make that much advancement in Krishna consciousness. If we are proud, Lord Shiva is proud of Lord Krishna. How great my Lord is. Can we be proud of anything in Krishna consciousness? Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, he writes in his commentary, he writes a book on Madhurya Kadambini. In that he writes wonderfully, can a devotee be proud of anything? He said, yes. We should be proud of Krishna. We should be proud of Srila Prabhupada. We should be proud of our parampara, the great Vaishnava Acharyas. We should be proud of our scriptures, Gita, Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because if we are not proud, we will not surrender to these great things. We will not be appreciative of what we have received. They are the causes of our pride. We should be proud of Krishna, first of all. We should be proud of Srila Prabhupada, whatever he has given us. We should be proud of whatever scriptures we have. They are our real treasure. We should have immense pride in the process of Krishna consciousness. We should never think, okay, my path is one of the paths. We should have immense pride in the path of Krishna consciousness. This is the best path which I am practicing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada has given the best. Whatever he has not given so far, he has given in this age of Kali Yuga to the most fallen people. We should be proud of it. How the path of bhakti is so very powerful. Srila Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Instruction in the third verse, Utsaha, Nishchaya and Dhairya. In that Nishchaya, he says a devotee should be confident about this Krishna consciousness, confident about this process of devotion. And he gives 6 things why a devotee should be confident. He says the path of bhakti is the path of perfection. For sure, perfection is guaranteed. The path of bhakti is all powerful. It is not one of the powerful things. Bhakti is all powerful. The path of bhakti gives all protection. There is no loss in this path. Neha Vikrama Nashvasti. The path of bhakti is all productive. The path of bhakti is all pure. The path of bhakti is the most profitable business. So we should be proud of it. The more we are proud of what we have, we will never leave it. So it is our individual responsibility to keep on listening to the glories of our devotional service. What type of bhakti we have received? It is not an ordinary thing. This Anya Abhilashita Shunya Bhakti, which is given by Srila Rupa Goswami, this definition, that is mind-boggling. The more we dive into this Anya Abhilashita Shunya verse, we will find jewels of wonderful realizations. We should be proud of it. We should be proud of Srila Prabhupada, what Srila Prabhupada has given us. None of the acharyas have given us. We should be proud of our current acharya vrinda. Our acharyas, they had tremendous humility. At the same time, they had tremendous pride in the path of Krishna consciousness. So we should not be proud of what we have done, but we should be proud of what we have received. So that's how, as Lord Shiva is showing all the pride, as Prabhupada writes, he felt proud to have such an exalted master. We should be proud of Krishna. We should be proud of what we have received. The only thing which we have to do is, by our practice of Krishna consciousness, is to realize what we have received. The more we become proud of what we have received, the more we will advance quickly. We can use this pride in Krishna consciousness by being proud of Krishna, by being proud of the process of devotional service. In whatever circumstance Krishna may put us in, we should be proud of Krishna. Because Krishna knows the art of bringing out the best from the worst. He knows when charcoal is pressed, then it becomes diamond. So Krishna wants his devotees to become like diamonds. That's why he puts them in difficult situations, under very testing, difficult times, so that ultimately they may come out as diamonds. Okay, so that is the wonderful process of Krishna consciousness. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If anybody has any questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, Prabhuji, for the timings. It happened like 1 week back, and I was like, got used to it. That's why I didn't inform you. So very sorry.
No problem, nothing. It's
Sorry about that. Prabhuji, my question is like, when in schools they say we are the like proud parents of this student. So is that okay to say about proud parents and proud husband and proud wife or something like that?
Most of the times when somebody says we are proud, they're proud of their material qualifications. But we are not talking about the material qualifications. We are talking about the spiritual qualifications. Material qualifications, they make one, if we are proud of them, our heart will not become a fertile ground for Krishna to sow the seed of devotional service. So when somebody is saying, I'm proud of my children, or I'm proud of my husband or wife or whatever, if it is based on devotional qualification, that is wonderful. If it is based on material qualifications, then that is not so much conducive for spiritual advancement. We can be proud of our material, of the material qualifications, if that material qualification is used in Krishna's service by our child or our relatives or whoever. Oh, my child is such a scholarly child, and he is using that skill to come close to Krishna by reading scriptures or studying properly so that he can become Krishna conscious. in a better way, whatever. These are the details. So that's how we should understand. Material pride, that is not so conducive. Devotees can be proud of material things if they are using those material things in Krishna's service. That is called as Yukta Vairagya. But that is very risky if we are not so much careful. Otherwise, Yukta will go and Vairagya will go and Yukta will remain. You know, that's how we have to be careful. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one more thing, like you said, these Brahmanas, like they were like doing so many rituals, but they don't know the purpose of that. So sometimes what happens, some devotee, they come to late to the satsang, and they say, why you came late? They say, we were doing this kind of rituals and we got late, and they come almost at the finish time of program and say, oh, say, okay, that's okay, take prasadam. But what do you say about that? Like, how can we say more what they understand, the purpose of the rituals?
See, this Brahmanas, they were doing some rituals, but they were more focused on the material aspects of those rituals. As devotees, we can be doing the same things, but if we are not careful of the essence, then we will not make advancement. If we are just giving the excuse always, not understanding the purpose of why we are doing what we are doing, then just by chastising the devotees will not help them. Ultimately, the devotee has to understand the purpose. Why I am supposed to be on time. That purpose is important. Otherwise, just telling, oh, you should be on time, and that devotee will say, oh, I am doing something more important. Okay, once or twice it is understandable. But if that becomes a routine activity, that means this devotee is not valuing the association. That means he feels, okay, anyways, if I'll be late, no problem. Casual devotee, casual behavior leads to casualty. So that's how it is every individual's responsibility to understand the nuances of Krishna consciousness. Because in our Krishna consciousness, we are not dealing with kids. They are all young, adult, mature people, And if they're not understanding, then we can't just keep telling them. After some time, we should just leave them. That's between them and Krishna then. So that's how we have to be very, very careful how to deal with different levels of devotees. That is maturity. If we just chastise them so much, either they'll leave or they will just get cut off. They'll come just for the namesake. Our chastisement should be constructive criticism, not destructive criticism. So it is both ways. A devotee should understand and the authority should understand how much is too much, when to chastise, when to accept the devotee, when to leave that devotee. Okay, Krishna will take care of this devotee. Otherwise, unnecessary, if we keep on chastising that devotee, then he will stop coming ultimately. So we have to be mature enough as authorities and as devotees to understand what is to be done when. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It is very, very wonderful that it is a very important concept when devotees are really going forward with the chemical services and personal progress. Thank you, Prabhuji. Now I request Manjari Leela Mataji, you can ask a question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Devi Mataji. Thank you for allowing me to ask the question. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my
Hare
humble
Krishna.
obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Prabhuji, as always, I love your classes, always. And there's just so much hope giving and so much, profound instructions that you provide in your classes. So I greatly
I think we lost your voice. Hare Krishna.
that we should understand that when someone is but apologies for that. But if someone is having everything, all the documents are but still they do not have, they're not proud, that means that they have the mercy of the Lord. But we see sometimes, how do we take this, that sometimes this materialistic people who are not Krishna conscious devotees, they also have a lot, and every reason to be proud of, but they're not proud. So, how do we help them? I mean, come to Krishna consciousness, and how do we take that? Because it's Krishna's mercy that they have their pious deeds or whatever they might have done, and they're just so calm, peaceful at the same time too, but they're not Krishna devotees. How do
True.
we take that, and how do we help them, bring them to Krishna?
Yes, Mataji, very, very appropriate question. Yeah. We should, one thing we should be very clear is all these good qualities of humility, as Krishna speaks the 20 points of knowledge, amanitvam, adambhitvam, 13.8, 9, 10, 11 in Bhagavad Gita. These qualities, they are coming from goodness. Of course, in that devotion also comes. Mai anya avyabhicharena bhakti. That is devotional aspect. The other qualities, they actually manifest by living a life of goodness. So it is not that only devotees will develop these qualities. The materialists who are living a life of goodness, you will see them also developing good qualities. They have good qualities, no doubt about it. And sometimes we wonder, they have more good qualities than devotees. But that should not make us give them more importance than devotees. Because why? Why? Because ultimately, these material qualities, they are using for material gains, for material sense gratification. And Bhagavatam says, Harao abhaktasya kuto mahadguna. If somebody is not devotee, they have no good qualities. When we hear such statements, it looks a little difficult to actually accept them. Because Bhagavatam speaks from a very high perspective. Anything less than pure devotion is rejected in Bhagavatam. But we see they have good qualities. And we should not think, wow, how they have good qualities. Living a life of goodness gives these good qualities. At the same time, a devotee who has not lived the life of goodness, he has lived the life of passion or ignorance, but somehow by the mercy of the devotees, he has now taken to Krishna consciousness. We should not compare a devotee who is coming from tamoguni or rajoguni background and having no material good qualities and a materialist who is having goodness and have good qualities. They are still poles apart. Because devotion is the prime quality which overrules all other qualities. It is just a matter of time that this devotee who is having rajogun or tamogun things, mentality, he will evolve. He will also come to goodness. But till the time this devotee doesn't come to that goodness platform, we should maintain a distance from that devotee. Respect them for being a devotees. Never ever underestimate that how this devotee has bad qualities. We should never doubt the process of devotion. We should never ever think, wow, these non-devotees are better because they have good qualities. Good qualities are the result of good sattva-guni life, goodness life. At the same time, we should know how to deal with these devotees. As we know, Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttama. As Rupa Goswami speaks this verse in Nectar of Instruction. Krishneti yasya giritam manasa adriyeta. Give them respect in mind. If we see some new devotee who doesn't have so many good qualities, maintain a distance, respect them for being devotees. Don't allow them to exploit you because they are still not having good qualities. They are devotees, but still they don't have good qualities. That should not make us question the credibility of Krishna consciousness. Am I making sense?
Yes, it is definitely making sense. My other question that comes from this is, I was also thinking, goodness also brings these good qualities for non-devotees, especially when they have so much wealth, but they're very, down to earth and humble at the same time. So these people are not living. I don't think it's living in a goodness life. I'm just having very hard time seeing how do I see them as they are, having such good qualities. They're not devotees and not living a goodness life. I thought initially that, it comes from goodness, mode of goodness, but purely I see that it could be from their previous life or karma, because they are not
possible.
living a goodness life. They eat meat, right?
They may not be living now, but they may have lived in the past. So it is important that if they have good qualities, they have a nice foundation on which Krishna consciousness can be developed.
Okay.
It is easy for them to take to Krishna consciousness if some devotee shows mercy to them. So that is the responsibility of devotees. If they find some people who are materialistic but sattva guna, try to invite them for some katha, kirtan, give them some prasad, they'll come. And gradually, if Krishna willing, they will take to Krishna consciousness. So that's how we should deal with such people who are not devotees but having good qualities. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Grateful.
So I'll just take this last question and then I'll have to go for,
Jahnavi Mataji, you can ask your question.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I offer my humble obeisances to you. Your classes are always very, very practical and very, very inspiring. So I'm going to weave and tie in my question with the stuff that we are talking about, because sometimes you mentioned like different kinds of devotees and level and stages, and how we should learn how to deal with them accordingly. So my question to you is, a devotee that is beginning or perhaps on the middle stage, and we're trying to learn Vaishnava etiquette of humility, and curb our proudness and pride so that we could be more pleasing to Krishna. So how do we determine when we're being overly chastised? When do we draw the line of the chastisement and overcorrection that's borderlining like abuse? Like if it's affecting your bhakti with the over chastisement, but then an institution is telling you, well, you're just going to a purification process, you need to be more humble. The reason why you're going to that is because you're being purified. I mean, where does the responsibility of the guru or other senior devotee, and because I also heard Prabhupada said you could be in the congregation of 200, but if you're not compatible, there's no advancement. But you could be in the association of 2 devotees with compatibility, and they have more chance of progressing to Krishna consciousness. So what is your most practical advice, say, for an individual in Krishna consciousness to determine, am I just going to purification process or a humbling
Okay. Yeah.
process,
Yeah.
and Krishna is doing this for me for my own good and I should take it like this? Or is my mental health suffering because I'm being humiliated, embarrassed, and abused and not being guided
Yes.
appropriately? But I don't want to say
Yeah.
anything because it's my guru. Like Prabhu,
Hmm.
how do you navigate those nuances in the spiritual path that I'm sure has
Yeah.
happened to many people, right? Prabhu, thank you
Yes.
so much, Prabhu.
Yeah. Very, very common scenario. Many times we see this. First of all, we have to understand any type of criticism that is for the person who is correcting, the seniors, authorities. They should always understand that our criticism should make a devotee more enthusiastic to serve in future. If the chastisement or correction makes a devotee depressed, or a devotee starts thinking, this is too much, I did a little thing and I was chastised a lot, that is for sure not good on part of the authorities. That is how our authority should be very, very sensitive and careful. Unfortunately, it is not the case sometimes or many times. Now comes the person who is affected. It is every individual's responsibility to make sure that their emotions, their nature should be dealt in such a way that they can practice Krishna consciousness in a happy mood. As you said, if we are really not getting compatible with most of the devotees in our congregation, then we should actually think, and if many people are saying the same thing about us, everybody is telling that maybe you should change yourself, maybe you are not right in this way, then the devotee should introspect. Okay, maybe I am not right, maybe I need to change. But if some of the devotees are telling and you feel, no, I am right, then please go and inquire from some senior devotees. This devotee is speaking about me like this, and this person is chastising me. What should I do? I am getting disturbed. In our association, in our Krishna conscious society, that's the luxury, I will say, we have. We have many devotees. We have access to the whole world. And for sure, everybody has many, many wonderful devotee friends and seniors to whom they can go and they can ask that this is my problem. This is what I am going through. It is must. If we have some issues, if we have some problems, we should go and share our heart. This Guhyam Akhyati Prichati is must. That is what is needed for us to survive in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, if we have ill feelings about all the devotees in our congregation, that means there is something wrong with us.
Right.
So we have to be sometimes introspective. We should sometimes think that maybe I may be wrong. Actually, it is not that I'm always right. I may be
Right.
wrong in the way I am dealing with the world. I am dealing with devotees. If 2-3 devotees are wrong, then it's understandable. But if everybody is saying the same thing about me, that means there is some problem with me for sure.
Mm.
So that's how we have to see from both sides. The basic principle I would like to say is, please have heart-to-heart dealings and talk with some of your seniors or your friends. That is must. This Guhyam Akhyati Prichati is must. Otherwise, we'll get choked up. If we just keep on thinking about what we want, what we think, why did this devotee did this to me, it will not be
Yeah.
very, very conducive. It will not be favorable for our Krishna consciousness.
Right.
We should always have somebody we trust. Of course, I'm sure everybody of us have some devotees whom we trust. So we should keep sharing our heart with that devotee. Okay.
Prabhu, in
Hare
the event
Thank you,
that
ma'am.
you share your heart to say like a devotee, because that's also part of the Vaishnava etiquette, which is sharing your heart, sharing the confidence in something. And then they use that information in a group setting and then do like an ambush. I'm
That means they were
checking
not,
whether
that means they were not the confidential people. That means we should be careful. We should have some people whom we trust. We know that this person, if I am telling something, some of my secrets, then they will not, do the propaganda about it. If we have nobody in our devotee community like this, that means there is some problem. It is our responsibility to find such devotees. It is nobody else's responsibility. It's our responsibility to pray to Krishna and find such devotees on whom we can put our trust and they will not betray us. So for sure, if we are really prayerful, Krishna will send those devotees.
Right.
I can't accept that Krishna will not send, because Krishna is just waiting for our sincere prayer.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. I appreciate you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Shri
Thank you,
Radha.
Mataji.
Prabhupada
Thank you,
ki
Mataji.
jai.
Prabhuji, you want to stop here or there is
Yeah,
some-
I'll stop. I have
Okay,
to
Prabhuji.
leave for some other program. Thank you.
Yes,
Sorry.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Let
Hare
us pay
Krishna.
our obeisance to Vaishnavas and Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyascha
Patanam
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavabhyo
Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki
Koti
jai,
Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai
jai.
Prabhupada ki jai,
Prabhupada
Srimad
ki
Bhagavatam ki jai, His grace Lord Das Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.